Do you remember a time when you went to sleep, had a great night's sleep, and woke up energized and ready to jump into the day? Well, if you're like 68% of Americans, this may be an elusive experience. But fortunately, there are things we can do starting today to increase the likelihood of a blissful night's sleep. And one of them is simply getting our stress levels under check. Because when we feel stress, the body releases a hormone called cortisol. And what cortisol does is it suppresses the production of melatonin, which is the sleep hormone. So if we get our stress levels under check, we reduce the amount of cortisol, and then the melatonin has the ability to flourish more fully in our brains. In fact, how many of you remember where there was some problem at work or in your family, and you just laid there and tossed and turned and tossed and turned? That's cortisol at work suppressing your production of melatonin. But fortunately, there are practices like Sky, which very dramatically, from the very first session, begin reducing cortisol levels, which may be why published research shows that people who practice Sky enjoy more youthful sleep than others their age. If you're like the majority of us, where we can't move to heaven, we have to live on earth where there are stresses and pressures, the best thing we can do for our night's sleep is to get those stress levels under check. And one of the best ways to do that is with yogic breathing practices such as Sky. That will help you have a blissful night's sleep and wake up more energized and ready to jump into the day. As we age, the amount of time we spend in the deepest, most restful, restorative stages of sleep declines. In fact, when we reach about 41 or so, we actually spend significantly less time in the deeper stages of sleep than those who are younger than us. And what's been found with Sky practice is that it seems to turn back the sleep clock, where people who are in their 40s begin to experience sleep as they did at a younger age. So they have significantly more time in the deeper stages of sleep than their peers. And what this means is that, number one, obviously they have more energy in the day, their brains work better, and in addition to that, it becomes an anti-aging boon, because in the deepest stages of sleep is when the brain flushes out toxins. And if we don't flush out the toxins, that becomes a risk factor for dementia and mental impairment, cognitive decline. So it's imperative that we spend more time in the deeper stages of sleep, stage 3 and stage 4. And people that do Sky tend to spend more time in the deeper stages of sleep than age-matched controls, which is an anti-aging, energizing boon.